Today, we witnessed a masterclass of a game. Today, the semi-final between Barcelona and Inter Milan was exhilarating. Honestly, I was excited from the moment the game started up until the end. We saw 6 goals today. How often do you see 6 goals in a football match, let alone in a semi-final of Champions League? It was 6 goals, and all 6 goals were beautiful from Lamine Yamal to Denzel Dumfries coming up with a volley to that shot from Rafinha. All the goals were absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy semifinal. I don't know. I don't understand. Those last 4 teams that we're seeing right now in the UCL are the best 4 teams in Europe, and it shows. Okay? Right now, Barcelona, Inter Milan, that intensity that we just saw, the tactical warfare that we witnessed, you don't see that very often. You have an Inter Milan coming in, low block, defensive, very organized, and ready to pounce on counterattack. Versus a Barcelona with a high line, pressing very high up the pitch, leaving them vulnerable at the back. And we all knew that's how the game was going to play out. We all expected that it was going to be an immovable force versus an unstoppable object. But we did not expect to see this amount of drama and goals. I thought that it was going to be, honestly, personally, a low scoring feat. I did not expect this to be a 6 goals encounter. But 6 goal happened, 3-3 draw, and I want to say that today is a victory for Inter Milan. It is a victory for them because coming at Barcelona, it wasn't the Camp Nou, it was another stadium. I believe it was their Olympic Stadium they played at. And coming with a draw is a great result because now you're waiting for Barcelona at the San Siro, and now you have the home advantage. So I think this was a great result for Inter Milan. Now, honestly, I want to say that if I get a son one day, I'm going to ask Lionel Messi to bath him the same way he did with Yamal. Because whatever he did, okay, whatever the juju transfer happened that day, really worked. Today, Lamine Yamal give a masterclass of a performance. Today, okay, I want to say that we are witnessing the birth of a legend. I want to say that tomorrow you see Lionel Mbappe, you'll see all those big players, okay? They're going to reflect and be like, did you see the game of Lamine Yamal against Inter Milan yesterday? Because it is now the new bar. It is a new level. You can't be 17 and play like this. It's outrageous. It's crazy. You're a 17-year-old kid, and he's just the Inter Milan defense today. They had to double up on Yamal the whole time. You could see DiMarco, Mkhitaryan doubling on him all the time, and he would just play with them. There was a time where he shot and hit the crossbar, but he did a fake shot before, and I think it's DiMarco. He just sent him flying. The guy just went flying. That's the genius of this kid. He's so good, even when he doesn't touch the ball. This guy is the reason why Rafinha hits that goal. Because the pass is towards him, and I'm pretty sure this is something they practice, but the pass is towards him. He lets the ball fly, and it goes directly into Rafinha, who does that amazing shot, and boom, another goal. So tell me how crazy Lamine Yamal is. That Lamine Yamal ritual with Messi, please, I want that done for my son if I have a son one day, because that's a secret. Just call Messi, have him bath your kid, take a picture together, save it, and once your kid is 16, 17, unveil him to the world, because that's crazy. This is insane football. Special mention as well. I want to talk about Marcus Thuram, the French center forward. Honestly, today he had a good game. I think overall he scored a beautiful goal. First minute back heel, a pure goal that you see from a center forward, opportunistic, one touch into the box, pow, and it just baffles everyone 1-0. All right? Who expects that? Who expects Inter to lead 1-0 within 1 minute? No one does. Reality of Champions League football, right? So that happens, and then a little bit later into the game, 2-0. with Dumfries coming in with a volley hit from a corner, 2-0. 2-0 Inter Milan. At that stage, you see Hansi Flick on the sideline, like, what the fuck is going on? I want to see my team. I want to see my Barcelona team. And I tell you, they woke up very, very fast. They started attacking, pinning down the Inter defense, and they had a lot of occasions. Like I believe Ferran Torres had 2 shots off target before they were able to get that first goal again from the genius of who? Lamine Yamal. Man, that kid is something else. Like when he took that ball from the throwing line and he weaved his way through the defense, I think he like laminated 2 players from Milan, and he got to the edge of the box with his left foot inside the foot, pow, into the post and into the goal. 2-1. That goal was so beautifully executed. And it was so galvanizing for this team because you're losing 2-0 and you see your star player holding the fort for you, carrying the flag, telling everyone we're home, this is our home, this is not how we go. 2-1. It reminded me of their game against Atletico. I believe it was in February, where again Atletico scored 2-0 and they came back, and I think the game ended 4-4, something like that. But Barcelona, what's crazy with them is their ability to come back after they take 1, 2, 3 goal. It's just insane. Their attacking is just so good that they have that firepower to come back from any situation and just, score. That high defensive line of Barcelona is an issue. Today they got saved by the offside trap. They did, but by what, 1 centimeter? Because Inter was flying away with that fourth goal. And honestly, I looked at the images before the VAR did that line, and to me it was a goal. But then we saw the line, and I think it was like the toe of Mkhitaryan that was a bit ahead. Offside. Barcelona got saved there. Very lucky. But this is just to show you can play risky football. You can play a high line. You can be extremely proficient in attack, but you're so vulnerable. And if your opponent understands this and plays against this, you're cooked. You're cooked. I don't know if they took Inter Milan for granted because of their poor run-off form. Let's not forget, they come back from losing the Coppa d'Italia against AC Milan. All right. They also lost, I believe, against Bologna, and they lost another game. I can't remember which team, but they have a very poor run of form right now. At some point in that game, I believe it was at the beginning of the second half, Barcelona was starting to show some signs of feeling tired. I don't know if it's because they played the Copa del Rey and they had to play the extra time, and maybe that's what came back and they felt it in their legs. But they suffered at some point. At some point, I saw an Inter Milan that was not shy to attack anymore. And then quickly, after the third goal from Barcelona, again, from a beautiful corner that comes in, which is a pass to the edge of the box, you see Yamal coming in, pretending he's going to shoot it, lets it fly, and Rafinha, man, that shot. This is insane. That shot was so crazy. Like, Sommer just, touched the ball. I think it hit the crossbar, hit him in the back, went in. Nothing you can do. Sometimes you just touch the ball with your foot and it's destined for the back of the net. Nothing you can do about it. So I want to give a special shout out to Jan Sommer today, who worked overtime, honestly, and did a great job, because it could have easily been 5-3, 6-3 Barcelona today, honestly. But he was very, very good. And from him to the defensive line, they were all very good. Like, at some point, I think I saw Inter Milan throughout the end of the game, when they were like clearly tired and just trying to get that draw. They were, I think, a 5-4-1 formation, because you could see the 4 defenders and then 4 midfields, and then that one forward guy. I don't know his name. I don't know. I think it was Taremi. They were all low. They were all in the back. Everyone was defending. Nobody was attacking. Just defending. You see Yamal, who did some fancy footwork at some point. Like, every ball he touched, this kid, you could feel something could happen. He was decisive in every movement. His passes were relevant, and every through ball he did had some sort of it was dangerous. Like every time he touched the ball, he was very dangerous, very very dangerous. Um, the other thing that I want to talk about really quickly is Lautaro Martinez, the donkey, of course. No hate if you love him, that's good for you. Always knew this guy was not he's not very good in my opinion. But it was funny today because I actually didn't even notice he played. Okay, I didn't notice he played the game at all. That's how bad he was. So when he got replaced on the second half, I hadn't noticed because I didn't see him on the first. People are gonna hate me for saying this, but it's true that the guy is just was just invisible today, honestly, and that's also telling when your forwards aren't very good. Two goals came in from the wing back, right, Denzel Dumfries. So again, I think that's an issue for Inter on the second leg. Most of their goals come from the set pieces, so they're gonna need to really be creative if they want to beat Barcelona, even if they're playing at home. So does Inter Milan come back with the same strategy at the San Siro? Do they just play a low block and counter and count on a high defensive line that is vulnerable, like we've seen today with Barcelona? Or do they come out more and they attack, and they try to open up the game and actually bring it to the third of Barcelona? I don't know. We'll see the strategy that they use, but they're gonna need a lot to beat this Barcelona team, in my opinion. My prediction is that I see Barcelona advancing. I don't think we're gonna see a high-scoring game on the second leg. Usually, it's the opposite way. Usually, the first leg you see low scoring, and then second one is more of a high scoring. But I think that now that both teams know each other, they already know each other very well because they had played in the past. But now that they know each other like this well because they played recently each other, I think it's gonna be a different strategy for both teams. So I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out, but I definitely see Barcelona passing and beating Inter Milan and going to the final, all the way to the final. I'm not a Barcelona fan by any means. This is just me from my observations. Again, right now we have 4 teams in the Champions League. And my personal opinion is this. We have 4 teams and I rank them as such. The strongest one is Barcelona, number 1. Second team, PSG. Third, Inter Milan, and fourth, Arsenal. So you might agree or not with that, but from what I've seen so far, that's my ranking of the 4 teams. I hope that we get a very exciting game when we come back to the second leg. Definitely, I'm excited for that, for both games, PSG Arsenal second leg and this one, Inter Milan Barcelona. So let me know in the comment section if you agree with my assessment, if you agree that Inter Milan got really lucky today for the draw and for them they should consider this a win, if you agree that Barcelona is going to pass the next stage. And this is my first YouTube channel. I'm really, really happy that it is in such a beautiful and legendary game. And there's going to be more to come. So like and subscribe if you like this. Until next time, peace.